In 1969, the group The Winstons performed a song called Amen Brother, and the drummer on it, Gregory C. Coleman, performed possibly the most famous drum solo in the history of drumming, and that is what I've just played for you. It's called the Amen Break, or in American, the Amen Break. And it's a 4-bar little riff that has been sampled over 2,000 times throughout all sorts of genres of music. In fact, it inspired tons of them, ranging all the way from hip-hop to jungle to drum and bass. The Amen Break was first used in the 80s in hip-hop groups such as Salt and Peppa and N.W.A. In fact, their most famous songs use the Amen Break. For example, N.W.A. Straight Outta Compton, the backbeat drumming of that is the Amen Break. And for Salt and Peppa, it's I Desire. Both of those songs use the Amen Break. After a while, the Amen Break managed to make its way over to the UK and started influencing / creating a whole new genre of music, jungle. And that came about in the early 90s, first developed by people such as Carl Cox.
Let the bass kick.
I've just finished a 4 AM start shift at work and I've come home and I'm editing the video. It's Saturday, I recorded this on the Thursday and I've lost some footage. But basically what I went on to say was jungle music became massive throughout the 90s. It overtook UK charts, became very, very popular. And then the Amen Break was used throughout many songs and it evolved into club dance music and stuff. Obviously went into the 2000s where the Amen Break was still used in a few songs. But yeah, sorry I've lost the footage, but I've been very tired if you can't tell with these early starting shifts. But yeah, cool tutorial, let's go. The Amen Break is still used in some forms of hip-hop today, including creators such as Tyler the Creator. However, the impact of it has not left us, and it is still an absolute artifact of what is hip-hop history, essentially. So now, let's get into the tutorial. So this is the first and second bar of the Amen Break. It's the same for both bars, it's just the same thing repeated, and you'll hear that in the recording. So if you first look at the first 2 beats, 1 and 2 and, it's just like a normal straight 8. So you've got a double bass drum here matching the 2 quavers, and then you've got a little offbeat snare, ba-ta-ba, ba-ta-ba, bum-bum, ba-ta-ba. And then it gets a little bit interesting, so you've got a little semi-quaver bit here of the 3 and. So you got snare, so you got hi-hat alone, snare, bass drum and hi-hat together, and then the bass drum alone. I find the easiest way to do this little bit here is doing that heel toe method I spoke about in some of my earlier videos. I can do a video about how to get a double bass drum effect, but I use a heel toe method. I shouldn't really be using it, it's not the best method. I'm currently trying to learn the slide fit version where you slide the ball of your foot. But that's the way you get that, and you'll hear it when I demonstrate it in a minute. And then on the 4 and, you've got a snare and a hi-hat, followed by a little ghosted note snare, which is quite hard to hear in the recording. I had to listen to it a few times before I realised, yep, there's definitely a snare there. And that's how it ends. So I play the first 2 bars now. Now, you can play this on the hi-hat, the ride, it really doesn't matter. You crash if you want, but here's how it sounds. So that's the first 2 bars of the Amen Break. Okay, so this is the Amen Break bar 3. So, like with the rest of the other 2 bars, it all starts the same with the first 1 and 2 and. Bum bum ba ta ba. Then you've got this interesting bit here where you've got an offbeat snare. Dibba dibba dum, dibba dibba dum, ba dibba dibba dum, ba. Because usually you'd expect the snare on the 4, but it lands on the 4 and, which is what throws most people, which took me time to get, but it sounds really funky and sounds really tight. So, bum bum ba dibba dibba bum, ba. This note here, mega important in the whole sort of piece, because it's the first difference. Because obviously the first 2 bars are the same, and then with the 3rd bar it starts the same. You think, a roll of 3, there's going to be something different here, and bang, that's where it's different. Okay, so this is the final bar of the Amen Break. Apologies for this, because I've had to write this in permanent marker, rub it out with alcohol, because I can't find my whiteboard pens, so I have to get some off Amazon. Anyway, so it starts off with dibba-da-bum, which is hi-hat. This is the whole 1 and. So bat-bat-ba-bum, dibba, okay? And then this bit here, bat-bat. So that's a snare and a hi-hat together, followed by a single hi-hat. Sorry, snare and hi-hat, I think hi-hat, and then a snare separate as a semi-quavers. And then it's the reverse this time, so then it's hi-hat, snare, and then a crash with a bass. Okay, and then you finish like you did in bar 3 with dibba, dibba. So if I play bar 4, it should be... So, once you've learned all 4 bars, you should put them together, and it should sound something like this with the music. So that's the Amen break. If you've watched this video to the end, I've hoped I've helped. I hope you've enjoyed something, and I hope you've learned something. If you want any more information, I'll include some links about the Amen break down below, some little documentaries where I got some of my information from. But yeah, it's a great little thing to play. It's a great little rhythm to learn, and it also helps if you're trying to learn stuff like jungle and drum and bass rhythm. So there we go. That's the Amen break. Thanks for watching.